Hi, Mrs. Jeeps.
Hi.
My name is William. It's nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you.
Before we get started, I just wanted to let you know that anything that you say here is confidential. I can't tell anybody else about it.
So you can't tell my boyfriend?
You can't tell your boyfriend.
Okay, good.
You can't tell your friends,
Good.
even if they call me and ask me.
Good.
But there are a couple instances where, even though I may not want to tell other people, I would have to. So if you're a danger to yourself or to others, a credible threat, then I'd have to report that.
Okay.
If there are issues of sexual or physical abuse for a minor or a vulnerable adult, then I would have to report that. I can also be forced to discuss what we discuss in private if I'm subpoenaed by court. Well, that's not a guarantee, but it's a possibility.
Okay.
And if you threaten the life of the president, so
Okay.
So, with that said, what made you want to come in today?
Well, my boyfriend told me I had to come in because he was going to leave me. I didn't come in. And I don't know, my life's just been kind of chaotic lately. A lot of things have been going on. I haven't been feeling right, but mostly it's just my boyfriend and I are having a lot of problems, and he just keeps saying he's going to leave because he just can't handle how I am. He just doesn't really like how I act and how I've been behaving lately, but he should just really, accept it and get over it. It's really his problem, not mine. But I don't know, I guess I have a lot of problems too, like keeping friends, and he just has an issue with that because I just want to spend all my time with him. And he just doesn't like the fact that I don't have a whole lot of friends, and it's mostly because other women and I just don't get along, especially if they are in relationships, because their boyfriends always, like me more than they like them.
I see. Okay. So how long has your boyfriend been threatening to leave?
Well, he tried leaving like 6 months ago, and then I sort of faked a suicide attempt to get him to come back.
Okay.
And ever since then, he just keeps saying he's going to leave.
Wow. That sounds, he must really mean something to you if
Yeah.
you were willing to go that far.
He means everything to me.
Okay. And how long have you two been in a relationship?
For like a year.
For a year. Okay. Right. And when you faked a suicide attempt, what did you do?
Well, I posted on Facebook that I took a whole bottle of pills, and he came rushing back home. He was hanging with his friends.
But he saw that post.
Yeah.
And when you did this, you were pretty confident that if he saw that, he would come back.
Oh yeah, I knew he would.
And did he find out that it didn't actually happen?
Oh yeah, because I was finally at home. I was just sitting at home watching TV.
Right. And what was his reaction when he found out that you had tricked him?
He was upset, but then we had sex and it was okay.
Okay. And now, could you go over again the reasons that you think your boyfriend wants to leave you?
Well, he just says that I'm a little self-involved and that, I'm a little reckless with money, and that scares him. I like to shop a lot. I like to party. I don't know. I just got done with college, and I can't really decide what I want to do for a job.
Okay.
It's kind of hard to find a job, so I just kind of been bouncing around between job and job, different jobs.
And
he's pretty stable. He's a little older than me. He's got a really good job.
Okay. And you think that he wants you to kind of commit somewhere?
Right. Yeah.
Okay. And you're not ready to do that yet?
No.
Okay.
I think he's worried that I'm with him because he has money, I think.
Okay.
And I have a lot of debt for my shopping.
Okay.
We fight a lot.
Okay. And you had also mentioned that he has some kind of issue with you not having friends, or he has any?
Well, because I don't have a lot of friends, I don't really have anybody to spend time with except for him, and he wants to spend time with his friends.
Okay, so in that case, is what you're telling me that if he wants to spend time with friends, you're kind of left alone at the house.
Yeah.
And he wishes that you would also maybe have friends to go to. So he
Right,
would
and I
have-
can't go with him because his, friends, girlfriends or wives don't really like me. So.
Oh, okay. And have you been out with him before, and then you got this impression that these other women didn't like you?
Yeah, his friend Tom told him that I can't come anymore to his house.
And did Tom tell your boyfriend why?
Because his wife doesn't like me.
Oh, okay. Wow. And do you know what the reason was, or is it just that you know that she doesn't like you?
I think she's just a bitch. I don't know.
Okay. Okay. Did you get that impression when you met her?
Yeah, she's kind of stuck up.
Okay.
I think.
Okay.
I mean, I tried to be nice to her, but.
And now, so do you not have any friends besides your boyfriend?
I have one friend, but she doesn't live close by, so I don't
Okay, so
see her.
so you communicate with her over the internet or
off and on.
telephone?
We're not super close anymore.
Okay.
Since she got married and had a baby.
Okay. And so, how are you feeling about this situation? Because it sounds to me like your boyfriend's a fairly big part of your life. And if he were to leave, it seems like that'd be a big part of your life.
Yeah, it would be hard. I don't know what I would do.
Right.
I'd have to find a new place to live, and I'd probably have to move back in with my parents. And that would be horrible. They suck.
Okay.
They're miserable.
Okay.
They're worse than we are.
Okay.
They fight all the time.
And so, now, obviously, I can't change the way that your boyfriend feels about you, but I'm wondering if perhaps what I could do is we could talk a little bit about what feelings and emotions you have surrounding this idea of your boyfriend leaving,
Mm-hmm.
whether or not he does, which we both certainly hope doesn't happen, or he doesn't.
Well, I thought about getting pregnant so that he couldn't leave.
Okay.
Then he'd have to stay with me.
Because he'd be kind of obligated to stay
Yeah.
if he did that.
So I know he wants kids. I don't think he's ready, but I think if I got pregnant, he would be.
You'd kind of have to be ready then.
Right.
Okay.
And his parents would tell him that he'd have to take responsibility.
Yeah. Okay. Any other ideas you have?
No.
Okay.
Thought about going to Vegas for vacation and getting him drunk and getting married, but
Right.
he's too busy with work.
Right. Right. Okay. Okay. Well, I think I'm getting a little bit of a feel for what's going on in your situation, and I mean, I can see why you wanted to talk to somebody about it, because it sounds troubling. It sounds like that is a really stressful situation.
Mm-hmm.
But before we talk about that more, I do kind of want to get some other information
Okay.
about what's going on, so I can get a little bit better picture of where you're coming from, because
Okay.
right now I don't really know that much. Have you ever gone on the internet to try and figure out ways that you might be able to keep your boyfriend, or maybe to see if anybody else has felt like you do?
I read a lot of those stories that like those basketball players' wives and stuff.
Okay.
That's a lot of them get pregnant and then
Okay.
guys are stuck.
Right. Right.
And they have lots of money. So
Right,
it works out
okay.
really well for them.
Okay. And so you kind of were able to learn from these other situations that you've heard about or that you read about.
Yeah.
Okay. Okay.
They're pretty smart, aren't they? I mean, they trap these guys, and the guys love them. They just don't know it.
Yeah.
How much.
Right. Right. And I mean, they're able to get part of what they want, I guess.
Mm-hmm.
Have you been in any relationships before this one with your current boyfriend? And what's his name?
Jake.
Jake. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
So you've been in a relationship with Jake for a year.
Mm-hmm.
But what about, did you have any other serious relationships?
Before that, yeah, I had another boyfriend. when I first started college. We were together for like 2 years. We kind of had a similar relationship to Jake and I, but I think he was worse than I was. He was way more clingy than me.
Oh, really? Okay.
So, and it was okay for a while, but then I think we just quit getting along, and then I met Jake too.
So when your relationship ended with this previous boyfriend, did you end it with him, or did he break it up with you?
It was mutual.
It was mutual.
Yeah.
And so was it a relatively benevolent breakup? There was no super.
Yeah, we're still friends, kind of.
I see.
If we run into each other, we're very civil.
Okay. And and you seem to allude to at the end of your description that maybe part of the reason that the relationship ended was that you had met Jake.
Yeah.
Okay. And so that was kind of maybe something that kind of propelled the end of this previous relationship a bit faster than otherwise.
Yeah.
It would have been.
Well, John and Jake were friends.
Oh, they were friends.
Yeah.
Okay. And so how does he feel? How does John feel about you dating Jake?
He's okay with it.
Okay. And well, what struck me about your description is that it didn't seem like your relationship with John was like your relationship with Jake, but maybe I'm not hearing that right.
It maybe was a little bit, but I don't think I love John as much as I love Jake.
Okay.
I think I knew I would never end up with John.
One of the things that you mentioned about Jake was that it's very important to you that you're able to kind of secure him, secure his affection, which seems to make sense. I've never met someone who was in a relationship who didn't want to have that affection. Do you feel like you were doing the same? Do you feel like you were after the same thing or using the same ways of behavior to secure John's affection?
I think maybe for like the first year, probably, but I wasn't ready to settle down or anything when I was with him, so maybe that that's why I didn't feel so strongly about it.
And so you're saying that since you feel a little bit more strongly about Jake, that's kind of changed the way you're behaving in terms of really taking steps that you need to take in order to make sure that you can secure this relationship.
Yeah.
Okay. And how often during the course of each day would you say you're thinking about taking these steps to secure Jake's affection, or thinking of ways to maintain the relationship with Jake?
Well, I'm awake for about 15 hours a day, so probably like at least 13. And I call him at work a lot, and I'll meet him for lunch, go to his office and have lunch with him.
Okay. And so when he's up,
have dinner ready when he gets home.
Okay, and so you'll spend time with him then as well. Okay, so you keep up some communication even when he's at work, whether that's going out for lunch with him or...
Yeah, I'll text him, email him.
Right. Does he respond usually right away, or...
Well, I know he's got a busy job, so he can't always get back to me right away, but I know he wants to.
Okay. So are you finding that you're concerned about this, or you're behaving in ways that are kind of rooted in that concern about the relationship with Jake? That are you finding you feel like you're more concerned than you should be, or is this concern interfering with other things that you'd like to be doing?
I probably am more concerned about it, especially since he's been talking about maybe having me move out. So yeah, I probably think about it more now than I did. And it probably interferes with me, trying to find a job.
Okay, right. But what you're telling me, it seems, is that this is a top priority for you. So the fact that you might not be able to look for a job is going to take a back seat until you can be sure that you've got this.
Right. I think once he proposes, I'll look more for finding a job.
Okay. Do you, since he threatened to leave or to kick you out, has this been a constant concern for you? So like an everyday thing, or have there been days or weeks where it wasn't really bothering you?
Probably the only time it doesn't really bother me or consume my whole day is like when Jake's home on the weekends where he has a day off and we're together.
And you kind of get to spend time with him and interact.
Right.
Okay. So you said it's been about 6 months since he threatened to leave.
Right.
Okay. And so is what you're telling me that for those 6 months, if you're not like on a weekend or you guys are going out together or you're taking a couple days, that this is like one of the things that you think about the most is getting this relationship.
Right.
Okay. Is there anything that makes you worry about it more than you normally would? Or think about it more than you normally would?
Probably when I know he's not at work and he doesn't text me back right away or call me.
Okay.
Or when he doesn't come home and he says he's going to come home.
What's going on? What do you think when that happens?
Well, sometimes I think he might be cheating on me.
Okay. And does this happen a lot? Periods where he isn't communicating with you, or is unaccounted for?
Maybe 1 or 2 days a week.
Okay. And what about feeling better? I know that you had mentioned that when you guys get to spend time together on the weekends, you feel a lot better. Mm-hmm. Is there any other time that you feel better?
I'll just go shopping when I feel really bad.
Okay.
So.
And does that take your mind off things, or it's enjoyable?
Yeah, it makes me feel a lot better. Sometimes I'll go to the casino, gamble a little. Okay. Winning at blackjack, that feels good.
Right. How much are you spending when you go shopping or when you go to the casino?
It depends. I mean, I have a lot of Coach purses,
Okay.
A lot of nice shoes, sunglasses, a whole closet full of clothes I never wear.
And are you paying for this, or is Jake paying for this?
Well, I pay for some of it, but because I'm not working right now, Jake's been paying my credit card bills.
Jake's been paying your credit card bills. Mm-hmm. Okay.
And I buy him a lot of nice stuff too, so I think that's why he doesn't mind.
Because it's kind of like he's buying himself stuff, and you're like
actually because he doesn't have time to shop.
But what about when you're at the casinos? Do they take your credit card there, or do you have to get cash?
Sometimes they take my credit card, but because I'm a high roller, they front me money a lot.
Oh, so does that mean that you're
I break even most of the time. I don't really have any debt from gambling.
But there's a significant amount of money being moved around.
Yeah.
Okay.
Probably like the most I've won has been $25,000, and when that happens, I give it to Jake. I'll pay for things.
Okay. So I'm trying to get a better feel for what your normal days are like, and the impression that you've given me so far, the information that I've got so far, is that Jake, it seems like he's got to go head out to work sometime in the morning, and that you will communicate with him throughout the day, and you'll be thinking about this relationship throughout the day, and sometimes though you either don't want to, or you don't think you should think about it anymore, or you maybe do think you should think about it more, but you just can't take it anymore, and you will go and do something like go shopping or go to the casino.
Spotting,
Okay.
Something just to kind of take my mind off of it, but makes me feel better.
Okay. Have you ever asked a psychologist? Have you ever been in for treatment before with a counselor or a psychologist?
Not that I can remember.
Okay. What would you? We know that I can't, of course, control Jake's decisions, but what would be the ideal outcome for us working together?
Well, I think just to help me understand better how to get Jake to realize that we're okay and we can get married, and so that we can move on with our lives.
Okay. All right. Well, I'm starting to get a little bit better picture, I think, of what's going on. There's some other questions though that I need to ask. Have you ever thought about killing yourself? I know that you had mentioned that you faked the suicide attempt with that post on Facebook. But have you ever thought that might something be that you would actually consider doing?
Yeah, I thought about it. Like, if Jake left, I'd probably consider it a lot more.
Right.
But I don't have a plan, really, what I would do.
So it's kind of it's vague. But you think that you would think about it more if your relationship with Jake ended?
Yeah.
Okay. And it's never been an actual plan, though.
No.
Actually, okay. Have you ever had any thoughts about hurting somebody else?
No.
Okay. Okay.
Well, I don't know. Tom's wife, she's kind of a bitch. I wouldn't mind snapping her once in a while.
Okay. Okay.
It's only when she gets flippy.
Right. It's not you're not sitting at home conspiring.
Right. No.
Okay.
No, but the last time they were at our house, for dinner, she just was smarting off, and she was just mad because Tom was talking to me. And she's a bitch, so why would Tom want to talk to her?
Do you find that people want to talk to you, or maybe men perhaps want to talk to you often?
Yeah, they probably talk to me more than they talk to their wives or their girlfriends.
Okay. Is that something that you've noticed for a while?
Yeah. It's
Okay.
always been that way.
Oh, okay. It seems like that it might bother the wives, I guess, if their husbands are giving all this attention to another woman.
I don't ask them to.
Right.
It's their choice.
Right. They want to.
Right.
And do you enjoy the conversations when you?
Yeah, they're smart guys. I don't mind talking to them.
Okay.
But they should all know that I'm in love with Jake. I don't want anything to do with their husband besides just conversation.
Do you think that you make it clear to them that you're in love with Jake and you just are talking?
I would
to
think
them?
so.
Okay. What was it, Tom's wife?
Right.
You and her got into some sort of conflict last time you were together.
Right.
Do you tend to hold a grudge when something like that happens?
It depends on what it's about. I think probably with her more so just because she's just so bitchy and jealous about Tom talking to me about, I think it was the new color I painted the kitchen.
Okay. But it's not something that you typically do, is hold long grudges?
No.
Okay. Have you ever actually been in a conflict like that with Tom's wife where it escalated to anything physical, like an actual physical confrontation?
No.
Okay. Do you and Jake have a gun in your home?
No.
Okay.
Well, I don't know, maybe. Him and his dad hunt.
Okay.
No.
But you're not presently aware of it?
No. Yeah, he keeps them at his dad's house.
Okay. It seems like this has been something that is consuming a lot of your energy, because it's something that's really important to you. And so how have you found your energy levels being recently? Do you have a lot of energy?
No, not really. I mean, I get up in the morning, and once Jake goes to work, I'll clean for a little bit sometimes, and then other times I'll just kind of sit around and watch TV or...
What about sleep? Have you been sleeping well, sleeping poorly, too much, too little?
I probably don't sleep all that much. I wake up a lot during the night. I'll watch TV sometimes. Sometimes I'll just kind of lay there awake.
Okay. Do you feel rested when you wake up?
No, but Jake snores too, so that might be part of it.
Okay. But normally you can get to sleep and stay to sleep?
Right.
Okay.
If it's too bad sleeping in the same room as Jake, if he's not wearing his CPAP, I'll go sleep in the other room.
Okay.
And he doesn't wear it a lot.
Has your sexual behavior with Jake changed recently, or has it been stable? What about your sexual desire? Are you feeling similar? Are you having different feelings there?
Oh yeah, no, we haven't had any problems with that.
Okay.
Like every other day, sometimes every day.
Okay.
A couple times a day on the weekend.
Okay. So that is that you're happy with the sexual aspect of your relationship?
Oh yeah.
Okay. Have your bathroom habits changed at all?
No, I don't think so.
Okay. And what about your body weight? Has it fluctuated greatly? Gained weight? Lost weight?
No, it's been pretty stable.
Okay. And besides Jake telling you that he's thinking about leaving or kicking you out, has there been anything else that's been kind of maybe causing you a little bit more stress? One thing that you mentioned was, you don't have a job yet and it's not so easy to find one.
Mm-hmm.
Anything else like that? Any problems with your family or health concerns?
No. I don't know. I haven't really been speaking to my parents lately. They seem to think that it's wrong that I moved in with Jake after college.
Okay. So there's a little bit of tension there between the decision that you made.
Right. And they don't think he's right for me, and I just can't understand why. Okay. He provides really well for me.
So it's not just that you moved in with Jake. They for some reason aren't okay with the relationship.
They don't like him.
Okay.
I don't know why.
Okay.
But my siblings like him a lot.
Okay. Right. You said that your energy maybe isn't as much as you'd like. Would you say that in the last maybe 3 or 4 weeks, there have been moments where you feel kind of down for most of the day, or?
Probably just when I was sick a couple weeks ago.
Okay.
That I really didn't have, like any need to get out of bed.
Mm-hmm.
And Jake stayed home and took care of me. I was really sick. I had a really bad flu.
So
growing up a lot.
It's not. Is what you're telling me that it's not the case that you are feeling really hopeless?
No.
You're feeling more worried or anxious about the status of your relationship.
Yeah. I think so.
Okay. And when you start worrying about this, do you notice anything going on in your body? Do your hands get sweaty, or does your heart beat faster?
Yeah. I sometimes I feel dizzy and my heart will race, and I'll lay out. Like if I'm standing up and doing stuff, I'll have to sit down. Okay.
Right. That can be a scary sensation.
Mm-hmm.
And you, when you experience these fears of the relationship ending, do you tend to? It seems like what you're telling me is that you try and plan a way for you to make these fears go away. Right. So whether that's getting pregnant, having getting pregnant from Jake, or some other kind of plan to secure that affection and attachment with him.
Mm-hmm.
Would you say that you think about that for a couple hours each day, or? Okay.
Yeah.
And what do you feel like when you're planning? Are you cool and calculated when you're doing it, or are you frantic and you're feeling nervous?
Yeah, I'm nervous because I think if he found out that I purposely tried to get pregnant, he'd be really mad at first.
Okay.
But we've kind of talked about it a little.
Have you ever noticed a change in your appetite because you're feeling a bit nervous or a bit anxious?
Some days I don't eat as much. Other days I'll eat a lot.
Okay.
When I'm more comfortable, I'll eat more, and then when I'm worried a lot, I'll eat. I'll really eat a whole lot that day.
Have you ever been so so anxious or worried about the relationship that you felt like you couldn't stop your mind from racing from thought to thought, or?
Yeah, sometimes. But then when that happens, that's usually when I just get in the car and drive to the mall.
Okay. And it makes you kind of slows down your thoughts a little bit.
Yeah.
Okay.
Those are the days that I'll surprise Jake for lunch.
Okay, and you can show up and then meet him. Okay. So I want to ask you now if you're on any medications.
No.
Okay.
No, I take my multivitamin if I remember.
Multivitamin. Are you on birth control?
No.
Okay. But no other prescriptions?
No.
Okay. Is there anything that you maybe a doctor said you should get on medication for this, but you decided I don't want to do that, or?
No, I don't know. My primary care doctor thought maybe I needed some like anxiety medication, but I don't think that it would really help because most of the time I can calm down.
Okay. And you had mentioned that you couldn't remember a time that you'd been to a psychologist or a counselor before.
No.
Is that right? Okay. And and so you're not seeing anyone else now besides me, is that right?
No.
Okay.
Jake did say that we should go to couples counseling. No.
Okay. And are there any pressing medical issues that you're facing right now?
No.
Okay, so you're in relatively good health?
Yeah.
Okay. Well, the last area I kind of wanted to cover with you was about your family. What I know about your family right now is that you have some siblings, and your parents, it seems like they're still together. But all I know now is that you don't think they really approve of Jake.
No.
And you're fairly sure that they don't approve of you two living together now.
Right. Yeah, we're a pretty strong Catholic family. They don't really like it that we're not married. And Jake's Jewish, so that might be a big reason they don't like him, but it doesn't matter to me.
Okay. How old are your mom and dad?
How old are they? They're like in their 50s.
Okay. And do they both work?
My mom's a stay-at-home mom.
Okay. And your dad?
He's a lawyer.
Okay. And so you how many siblings do you have?
There's 6 of us.
And 6 of you. Where are you?
I'm second to the youngest.
Second to the youngest. Okay. Has there ever been problems like this that you've known of with your siblings, like them being really concerned about a relationship?
My older sister is kind of a lot like that with her husband.
Okay.
I don't know if she was pregnant when they got married, but I don't know if she planned it.
Okay.
We haven't really talked about it that much.
Okay. Has anyone in your family that you know had a problem with drugs or psychological problems that they saw someone for?
My mom drinks a lot. I think she probably is in a counselor.
Okay. And
I think she drinks a lot because my dad's never home.
So do you get the impression that your mom is drinking a lot to calm herself down, or do you get the impression that she's drinking a lot to kind of maybe forget her troubles?
I think it helps her cope with my dad being an asshole and not being there.
Okay.
He's had a couple girlfriends.
Okay.
But they're Catholics. They don't get divorced.
Okay. And what about your siblings? Have they ever complained to you before about feeling anxious or feeling depressed?
Yeah, my oldest brother, he's the oldest of all of us. He's got some anxiety. I don't know though, he's got a stressful job too, he's a lawyer too.
Okay.
And his wife just had their 4th kid, so that's probably why he's anxious.
Okay.
I don't know, I think we're good now.
Okay. Well, Veronica, this has been really good.
Okay, so when do I come back?
And let's schedule a time for next week.
Should I bring Jake with me?
Let's just have you come alone next week.
Okay.